Hey everyone, welcome to Making Sense. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate seeing you here. And if this is your first time checking out my channel, welcome aboard. Today, we're going to visit a house that I have visited one time in the past where I had only received a decant. I purchased it off the website, had it shipped to me, and I had a chance to try it out. That's right, we're talking about Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme. Stay tuned. So like I said, today we're going to be talking about Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme. Now, let me give a little bit of a background into the storyline behind this fragrance getting into my collection. Months ago, I was able to order online a little decant, a sample that I pretty much used up because I really do enjoy the fragrance. And I ended up getting a card right here, this one right here, that came in with my original purchase with a special note in the back side. Right there. Signed by George himself. Now, if you're part of fragrance community or fragcom, you're pretty much familiar, most likely, with George Zaharoff. He's usually a very positive, influential individual in a sense that he always jumps into people's conversations, live streams, supports, likes photos, posts. You know, there's a lot of stuff that he gets involved with, and it's not always about his own personal fragrance. Now, that is a pretty cool thing to see because not everyone is like that. You know, luckily enough, within the fragcom, we built this type of a family where we all get to work together. Sometimes there's little arguments or, you know, bickering, things like that. But for the most part, you know, it is a family. For me, I'm a frag head, so I love fragrances. I'm addicted to smelling different types of fragrances, and I really get to enjoy them when I put them to my nose. As you've seen possibly in a couple of my previous videos, I got my son involved sometimes. The last one, my son brought my daughter into it. With a little bit of cologne sprays that she wasn't too excited about, but honestly, it's kids being kids, and it was safe, and it was fun, and it was cute. Well, last week, I was on a video, like a chat group or live feed with a few different people, Outlaw Frags, Titan Fragrance, George Zaharoff, myself, and then Ross from TLTG Reviews jumped on there as well towards the end, and we had just a really good time talking about different stuff, fragrance community, different passions behind the fragrances, and a lot of different things and things that are going on in the world right now. Ultimately, it was just a lot of fun. Now, during the conversation, we were talking in general about some of the fragrances that Zaharoff was going to be coming out with, or George, whether it was some new flankers he had coming out. And one of the things I had shown was I showed this during the conversation. And when I brought this up, I was looking for my sample. Couldn't really find it, and I did end up finding it was pretty much empty. There was like one squirt left. And during that chat, though, before I had even had a chance to find that decant or that sample, I had actually gone online and ordered Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme during the chat. I placed an order, had it shipped to me, everything like that. And during that, George had said, no, that's not going to happen. We're going to take care of it. And I don't really receive free fragrances. I have swapped fragrances with friends in the fragrance community, things like that. But this one here, I placed the order for. I paid for it, did everything like that. And, you know, just as a nice gesture, and again, I had already given a review, talked about that I like the fragrance, straightforward. It's a gentleman, classy fragrance. I do like it a lot. George ended up sending me the bottle that I ordered, and he did refund me the money. And, you know, he said a little personal note. He did send me something on the sideline, just about some great communications between us, talking about like family. I had mentioned to him how I liked getting my son involved with this stuff. And it's just, we've had some really nice, not a ton of chats, but a lot of little communication here and there. And more or less, he had said something to the sense that he respected me and appreciated me and the positivity that I bring, and I hope you guys see and feel the same thing. And he had refunded me for this fragrance, which, George, thank you so much. You didn't have to do that. Everybody, I'm just as transparent as possible here. So I didn't pay for this, but I already reviewed the fragrance, so I don't want you to ever think that anything I say is bought or swayed in any way, shape, or form, because if I don't like a fragrance, I'll tell you straightforward. There's been a video recently where I looked like I was going to throw up. And I'm a very cordial and/or friendly person with the person that developed that fragrance as well. And they have other ones from that house that I do enjoy. So today, I ended up getting this guy in the mail. You can see a little Z logo on the side there, wrapped up on the top. My daughter opened it. She thought she had an iPad case come in that she was hoping it would come in. It wasn't that. And when I opened it, it was just a really nice letter from George. Don't need to read it, but just really nice, really sweet, and more or less just saying, hey, thanks for being a friend. That's super nice. Thank you, George, for being my friend as well. You know, sometimes my videos get a little mushy, smushy, and that's okay with me. They are genuine. I wouldn't do this if I wasn't going to be that way. And we were just talking about a lot of things going on in the world today upstairs, so I might get a little bit more because we're all just trying to be, together to do the best we can for everybody. But hopefully things shape up for the best. I'm going to toss this white box aside just because. And I'm going to show you how this thing comes wrapped. So first off, it's in this tissue paper. It's got a nice logo on the back here. Zaharoff. I'm going to open this one up. I wanted to save this for you guys, just in case for any reason when I spray the first spray, if I have any other opinion, feeling or whatnot, I'll share it with you. I did try the decant before. Oh. Sorry for making an aw face. Just another really good, really nice note on the back. I appreciate that, George. It's very nice. It's just a nice little line to me. Nice statement. Presentation is gorgeous. If you haven't seen this before, it's really nice. I'll give you the stuff that I normally would say during like a full-on review. Made in accords according to Fragrantica or balsamic, aromatic, fresh, spicy, woody, and smoky. Let's open this up. The back of the box has the logo on there and some other information. When you open the box itself, it comes up, and there's that beast right there. That beautiful, beautiful bottle. I need to get that thing in focus. I'm trying to get myself out of the view so it'll stay in focus. We're going to put it on the box. And as you know, you can see right now, I just opened this. You saw me take it out of the tissue paper. And I don't know about you, if you ever try to take something out of tissue paper and put it back, normally that's when you fail, because it's not something you can normally do. Yeah, I'm just excited to have this in my collection. George, I super appreciate it, man. I'm going to give this a special spot behind me here on this video. I've actually never thrown a fragrance on the shelf behind me or placed one while I'm recording a video, but today's going to be the first time for everything. So again, here's the bottle itself. If you can see that, try to not kill the light on you. It's just very nice. The cap's gorgeous. There's just a ton of nice detail into the way that this thing is made, put together. And if you've smelt the fragrance itself, you understand that as well. I don't know if we get the bottom in focus. Has an embossed Zaharoff right there, or raised lettering. And the cap, nice, snaps into place. So I'm going to give this one a spray, because that's what I've been wanting to do. It's just so nice. It's a really classy, classic fragrance that has a bit of a modern edge to it, or a modern twist. The sprayer looks like this. Try to get that in focus for you. I mean, it's just man, it's just got that, there's like a, how do I describe it? If you're a fan of, and I use the fragrances Creed in a sense when I think of this fragrance. If you're a fan of Bois de Portugal, if you're a fan of Royal Water, Royal Mayfair, those classy, rich, nice fragrances, then you'd most likely be a fan of this fragrance as well. I believe it's a Fougère, but it's so funny because the more I get into the reviewing and really getting into the fragrances, I'm starting to be able to pick out the notes a little bit more. And I've actually started to get some of the samples in to get a good idea of these different notes. I've got some synthetic notes in. I've got some genuine I can't think of the word, but organic. There you go. Organic, different components in. Whether I actually have ambroxan crystals that I've been smelling and testing just to see the difference, to feel that tingle in my nose just from the actual crystals itself versus just mixed into a fragrance, along with like 10 or 12 different other components. It's really cool because I really want to start to break these down. And the reason I say that is when I smell this, I can actually smell the patchouli. And if you've seen some of my other videos, I've talked about how the opening on the patchouli in fragrances isn't my best friend. I'm not always the best friend, but the dry down becomes so good. It becomes so rich and so clean, fresh, but with this really solid backbone. And I believe this has patchouli in it, and I can smell that. It's not what's pushing through. It's literally like one of the best blended fragrances, all the components combined in a sense. So I'm going to go swipe on my phone here, try to read the notes from the website because there's a ton of them listed. So according to Zaharoff, the website itself, the top notes are fresh cardamom, lavender, black pepper, juicy pear, and blue cypress. Okay, so I can smell some of those miscellaneous items together. I can't break them all down because this just really is a nice mixture. They're kind of like almost very even in a sense. I think I can smell the black pepper. That's what's making my nose tingle in this sense, which is what made me think of ambroxan. This doesn't smell like ambroxan to me, but the tingling portion that you get from ambroxan, from Sauvage, Office for Men, or things like that, the black pepper kind of gives another tingle like that. So I'm going to go to the heart notes or the mid notes. You have ginger root, blonde cedar, temple oud from Indonesia. Cool. Florentine iris, pimento, and fir balsam. Man, it's just, if you were going out to a wedding or an event or going a night on the town or a business meeting, I'm not sure if this is a clubbing scent. It could be. I think it's a little bit more classy than that. And not that there's anything wrong with clubbing, but there is no real bubblegum to this fragrance in a sense. Yeah, it's everything I remembered it being out of that little tester. So that's pretty epic. There's no difference between the tester and the bottle for me, so that's pretty good too. Sometimes I've found that is the case. But yeah, it's class in a bottle. So as nice and beautiful as the presentation is, and as the person himself, George, presents himself to everyone on Facebook and in the YouTube community, or the fragrance community, that's what this is in a bottle. You know, you can smell that there was a lot of work, a lot of thought that went into this. The bottom notes, just so I can get to those for you, are creamy sandalwood, gold patchouli, black amber, myrrh, and frankincense. And the more this dries down, it just gets better. The lasting time for me, I believe this was when I went through the fragrance pretty quick when I had the little decant left over. I want to say the first hour, it projects beast mode. The second hour, it still has solid projection. Into the third hour, it's died down a lot. It's not as strong or boisterous or overwhelming is the word that Lucas would say, but it's never really overwhelming to me. Once it sprays, within 10 seconds to about 2.5 to 3 minutes, any of that alcohol or any of the components like that are gone right away. So the mixture just comes together so fast and so fluidly that it just works in harmony very well. It's just a great fragrance. If you haven't had a chance to get your nose on it, go to the website, order a sample, see if you can get a copy, one of those to your house. I definitely recommend trying it out. I know right now, with everything going on, it's kind of hard to get some of these things shipped in or shipped out. But, you know, if you don't want to take my word for this, go online, check everyone else's reviews, see what they say. But the most important part of this is to make sure you do it and only purchase this if you like it yourself. You know, the fragrance itself is great. Absolutely. It is amazing. And George, I appreciate the love and, you know, focus you put into making this one, because you can just tell it really is a great fragrance. Never mind the presentation being, you know, like a 10 out of 10. to use the Lucas approved rating scale, we'll call it. Oh man, it smells so good. Now, with that being said, I always say to everyone, if you're going to try a fragrance or you want to buy a fragrance, it's up to you. If you want to go ahead and buy it, that's cool. That's great. Personally, I like this one a ton. This is going to be one of those that I'm not going to overly wear too much, which is sad because I want to wear it a ton. But it's one of those things that when I wear it, I want it to be for a special occasion. So this is also one I think I'll wear around the house because that's how much I enjoy it. Sometimes you have fragrances you just wear because you want to be in your house and you want to enjoy it yourself. This is one of those fragrances as well. So that's Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme. I definitely think you should go ahead, definitely try a trial or a sample of this if you can't get a whole bottle. Once you try it, if it's for you, go ahead and order the full bottle. It's just a great fragrance. So again, George, thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, man. I hate getting like little shaky voices and such when I'm recording because it's just, when people do nice things, it stands out. You know, you wish it was the other way around where everyone always did things that you felt were nice or polite or kind. It's not always the case. And with that being said, George, I'm going to pay it forward. Not this bottle because that's mine. That's my best friend. That's going to be going up on the wall in a minute here. Excuse me. But I'm going to pick a random comment from my videos. And I'm going to send out, I have a brand new bottle of Hugo Boss The Scent Private Accord. It's a 50 ml. Still sealed. Never been opened. I'm going to send this to somebody. I'm going to basically take a bunch of different comments that I have from different people, throw them into a miscellaneous wheel, and I'm going to basically just spin them up like crazy. And whatever comes up, I'll post a winner for this right here. And then I'll try to see if I can get that person, whether it's via Messenger or within the YouTube channel itself, to get me their address if I don't already have it, and we'll get that thing shipped out to them. So, you know what, George? Because you were nice enough to send this to me, even though I was buying it, because you hooked me up with that, I'm going to hook up somebody else with this one right here and just pay it forward a little bit. Show a little love out there in the fragrance community as well. I did make some crazy hand sanitizer yesterday. I sent out a bottle of that to someone within one of the groups. It was actually within TLTG Ross's group. Just an appreciation. You know, I heard Noe at Titan Fragrance talk about hand sanitizer, and I had just made a bunch of different stuff, which is pretty cool because making the different things, including the hand sanitizer, was fun for me. It's part of the fragrance community. I like to play with the different fragrances, and I was kind of tinkering around with the oils, the chemicals, things like that, and I decided to make a few hand sanitizers. All right, I'm going to stop talking because I'll go forever. But thanks so much, George. Thanks, everyone, for watching this thing, and go to the next screen. So that's a wrap. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun spraying and making this one. Again, that was on this guy right here, Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme. I'm telling you right now, this one's definitely for me. Beautiful fragrance from a very, very, very special individual out there in FragCom. George, I really appreciate this one more time. Thank you so much. Thank you for being just a super positive guy in the fragrance community as well. Now, if you've tried this fragrance, if you've tried Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme, do me a favor, throw a comment down below. Do you like it? Do you love it? Is it one you wear a lot, a little? Is it one that it's just not for you? That's cool too. Just let me know down in the comments. I do like to interact with everybody. If you haven't done so already, click that like button. Now, I can't go forward just yet because I haven't placed this. I said I was going to place it. I know exactly where it's going to go. Right here. I don't know about you, but it looks pretty good right there behind me. To my left, to my right when you're looking at me. So as I said, throw those comments down below. I really appreciate that. If you like the content today, if you like the content of the channel and you want to see more of it, go ahead and click that subscribe button. That'd be greatly appreciated. And if you want to share this with your friends, absolutely welcome them to come and be part of the Making Sense family. And remember, if you're making the world a better place, just one spray at a time, then to me, you're just making sense. Until next time.